In the bustling cities of Japan, a silent epidemic grows behind closed doors. Thousands of young people, known as Hikikomori, have withdrawn completely from society. They do not go to school, work, or interact socially. Some haven't stepped outside in months, others, in years. They stay confined in their bedrooms, living through the internet, games, and silent routines. From the outside, Japan appears clean, advanced, and efficient. But behind its walls are invisible individuals slowly fading away. Experts estimate there are over 1 million Hikikomori in Japan, a number that continues to rise. This isn't rebellion. This isn't laziness. This is silent suffering. A generation hiding in plain sight, paralyzed by social pressure, fear of failure, and a crushing sense of isolation. Japan's forgotten youth aren't running from life, they simply don't know how to live within the systems created for them. For many Hikikomori, the journey into isolation begins quietly, and gradually. A bad test score. Bullying at school. An overwhelming need to please parents. At first, they skip a day. Then a week. Then school becomes impossible. The outside world starts to feel unbearable. In Japan, academic success is everything. Students are expected to compete, conform, and succeed without expressing weakness. Failing, even once, can feel like social death. Parents often don't realize the pressure they add, thinking they are encouraging growth. But for the child, the pressure becomes unbearable. Emotional retreat turns into physical isolation. They stop leaving their room. They block out light, turn off their phones, and stop responding. A silent world forms, one without risk, but also without connection, purpose, or progress. To outsiders, Hikikomori may look like people who've given up. Some may even label them lazy or unmotivated. But that's a dangerous oversimplification. Most Hikikomori are not rejecting life, they feel rejected by life. Japan's rigid social structure offers little space for mental health, creativity, or emotional diversity. From a young age, individuals are told what to do, how to act, what success should look like. There's no room for failure, struggle, or slowness. Hikikomori often internalize this pressure until they break. They isolate not because they hate people, but because interaction now feels unsafe. This isn't weakness. It's emotional overload. Their silence is not rebellion, it's a quiet, desperate survival. One that says, if I can't be perfect, maybe it's safer to be invisible. Hikikomori don't just live in isolation, they often drag their families into emotional isolation with them. Parents, especially mothers, feel overwhelmed with guilt, shame, and confusion. They often hide their child's condition from friends, neighbors, and even relatives. Meals are left outside the door. Birthdays pass with no celebration. Years go by in silence. These families are not uncaring. They are simply unsure how to reach their child without making things worse. In Japan's culture of emotional restraint, parents often endure silently. They don't speak out. They hope their child will come out when ready. But time passes. And the silence grows heavier. The longer a child stays isolated, the harder it becomes for the family to break the pattern, or even talk about it. This crisis isn't just personal. It's deeply cultural. What does life look like for a Hikikomori? Their rooms become everything: bedroom, dining room, office, entertainment center, and prison. Some are messy, filled with empty food containers, manga, and dusty electronics. Others are obsessively clean, organized down to the last detail. But they all share one thing: stillness. Days blur into nights. Weeks into years. There are no alarms, no appointments, no outside voices. Parents quietly provide food and essentials, but little more. For many, the internet is their only connection to the world. A place to escape judgment, failure, and expectations. But it's not real connection. It's comfort without growth. Peace without purpose. In this suspended world, identity slowly fades. Some hikikomori stay isolated into their 30s, 40s, even 50s. And when their parents grow old or pass away, the future becomes terrifying. After years of silence, the Japanese government is beginning to recognize the severity of the hikikomori crisis. Mental health workers now visit families. Outreach programs help reintroduce social contact. Community centers create safe spaces for gradual reintegration. Some organizations even send former hikikomori to talk to those still isolated, a rare peer connection. But progress is painfully slow. Many hikikomori refuse contact. Some haven't spoken to another person in over a decade. There is still stigma around mental illness and emotional vulnerability. In Japan, to admit personal struggle is often seen as weakness. So even with support, most families are reluctant to seek help. And many hikikomori continue to live hidden, behind doors society forgot. Healing isn't just about therapy, it's about changing how the culture views pain, failure, and worth. Hikikomori may have started as a uniquely Japanese phenomenon, but it is no longer limited to Japan. Across the world, similar patterns are appearing. In South Korea, the US, Italy, and even urban parts of the Middle East, more young people are disconnecting from real-world interaction. The causes vary: academic stress, job insecurity, online addiction, social anxiety. But the emotional roots are often the same: fear of judgment, loneliness, and pressure to meet unrealistic standards. As our world becomes more digital and fast-paced, more people are slipping through the cracks. Japan may be the first country to name the problem, but it may not be the last to suffer from it. The hikikomori crisis is a warning sign of what happens when society prizes achievement more than emotional well-being. Is there hope for those who've withdrawn so deeply? Many experts believe yes, but it requires more than just therapy. It requires patience, compassion, and, most importantly, societal change. Japan, and much of the modern world, needs to redefine success. Not everyone fits the mold of high grades, elite jobs, and constant productivity. We need to create space for sensitivity, introversion, and slow growth. Families need support, not shame. Young people need connection, not correction. And hikikomori need to be seen, not as broken, but as human. They are not lost causes. They are lost stories waiting to be heard. And if society dares to listen with empathy, there is a way back. Not just for them, but for all of us living under quiet pressure we can no longer carry alone.